So this is Holly Tuckett, the owner of Flying Hat Productions, and I'm excited to have her here because what we're talking about is the aftermath of discovering and defining and then living for a couple of weeks her core value system, finding that plumb line. And so Holly, I think our listening audience probably is really curious as to, now that you found these out, what happened? What did you do with them?
Well, okay, so my core values that we kind of determined in our last exercise, that when I was here last, were quality. My key words were quality, loyalty, and connection. And I would say of those three words, and it's really kind of funny because I listed connection last, what I kind of figured out is that's probably the most important thing to me.
And that's common when you find, especially for an individual, you find three, one kind of becomes the kingpin.
Yeah. And so kind of I defined all three words and, came up with what I define quality as, what I define loyalty as, what I define connection as. But then after I did that, I came up with just this one core little paragraph. And it basically says, Flying Hat Production believes that the only way to successfully create great films is to find common ground with our clients. To determine if they believe there is hope in the world, that coming from a place of love, gratitude, and respect are of the utmost importance. In doing so, we create a deep connection with our clients, and they become our family. We become passionate about the message or story that our clients want to convey, and it is this feeling of connectedness to our clients that makes us want to continue finding more friendships and more stories to tell. So it really is kind of about the connection that you make as a filmmaker. And when I say filmmaker, I do commercial, industrial, and films like real, short story films like short form and long form, drama, narratives, and as well as documentary. And kind of defining all these three values, what I kind of was like, what is important to me about these three things in what I've done in the past and what I want to do in the future, and how can I kind of rid myself of some of the things that didn't work in the past, and why didn't they work. And what it boiled down to was that there wasn't a connection, there wasn't loyalty, there wasn't quality, and those things didn't work out. The ones that did work out, there was a connection, there was loyalty, there was quality. And so, kind of being really aware of that, I ended up, I had a client already, but there was a new project that we were doing. And typically I'm a producer, I'm behind the camera, but I kind of like, when I'm working for somebody else, they're usually the producer. Like if I'm working for a bigger company and I'm doing just the video services, and that's kind of where I was in this project, was they were producing the project and we were coming on to do the filming. And we had already done a project prior to that was similar, because they have a bigger client that they're working for. And so we kind of knew what we were shooting, but we knew that it didn't go as well as we wanted it to the last time. And I kind of sat back a little bit more and let them kind of almost direct the interviews that we were doing and that kind of thing. And what it boiled down to is I disconnected myself from the subject that we were filming.
Right.
And so that product, it's good, but it's not great.
It's not, because it's not aligning you with this. And I want to stop for just a moment and tell you a couple of things you did well. Taking the time to define these. Because you could use the word quality, loyalty, and connection, but so what?
Yeah.
That has deeper meaning to you. And you took time. I remember the first time I read those, I was like, that's so Holly and what she does. Because you now defined it. And this is your core ideology, for ground zero for your core ideology for your company. Even more important, you're using it as a filter as to what to say yes to, what to say no to. And in effect, you've done what Simon Sinek tells us to do in the Golden Circle. This is your why.
Yep.
This is why you do what you do. And people will care more about why you're doing it than they will about how and what you do.
Yeah, totally.
If they can get in alignment with this, you can go down the road together and work together.
Yeah. So it was really interesting about this new project. I mean, it was pretty much almost the same. It's almost like the same script. So basically what we're doing is we're going around and we're interviewing small business owners. And there's a specific script that things that have to be said. But then they get to tell the story also of their business.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. So there's the part that's like almost like you have to say this part, but then there's this more like organic part that is like, tell me about your business, you know, let's introduce you and your business to the audience.
So it's like a connection to them.
Absolutely.
Saying what's important to them.
Yeah,
about
what's
their
important to them about their business and why, because it's for a healthcare company, and so it's all about the new Affordable Care Act. And so they have to kind of say, I'm educating myself because I care about my employees, I'm a small business, these are the challenges that I have, blah, 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 blah. Well, the first one that we did, it was really dynamic and it was a lot of fun, but I wasn't connected with the owner who was talking, because we let the other company kind of take the lead in directing how they
the
wanted.
creative direction came from them.
Yeah. And so this time I turned to my business partner and said, Jaren, I'm kind of feeling like I want to do this. I want to connect with the owner on this shoot. Do you care if I'll run the camera and stuff like that, but I want to be the one to, because he usually will direct, because that's his thing. But this is more documentary style, and I do documentary, so it's more my thing, and he more works with actors. So I was like, I'm going to give it a shot, and I'm going to take the lead here. And so just in kind of thinking about it, and I wasn't consciously like going, oh, I'm being connected, I'm connecting, you know.
Your core values didn't line up in your little Google glasses and say, remember to connect.
Exactly. No, it was more, I think that on a subconscious level, I was like really aware, because I had done the exercise very recent, and then really just, I don't know, it's kind of, Jaren looked at me.
And knowing I was going to hold you accountable to reporting in too.
Yeah, I think so.
Activated your brain.
Yeah.
But you don't have to think about it on a fully conscious, it was on a subconscious.
It was just this, it was in like a subconscious way.
Yeah. Because
we finished the day, I mean, and it was really funny because the interview went amazing. And not only did she, because we had trouble getting the scripted stuff from the other guy, but not only did she nail the scripted stuff, but because of the way that I connected with her and coached her kind of through how we wanted her to say things, it came out as her, so it's very genuine. But the words that needed to be there were there, the meaning and the context were there. And not only that, her business and the feel of her business.